defend themselves. No, let's concentrate on what the problem here is. And evidently, with the evidence that we do have thus far, it certainly leads us to know that terrorism does have much to do with this horrible, horrible tragedy that took place there. So, what we need to do as citizens is ask those in authority above us, our leaders, our elected officials, when will we utterly and completely defeat terrorism? When is it that we are going to allow our United States military to do what they're trained and equipped and ready to do, and in the case of ISIS, because we can do it. A celebrity especially, high profile especially, who is trying to preach to others that gun rights should be taken away. For one, I always ask, well, aren't they guarded by those who are well equipped with guns to protect their lives?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I recently posted a pic of my brother-in-law hunting, and he got this great big elk, and I, long story short, suffered such ridicule that I was sort of forced to take it down. And I found it sort of hypocritical, because that animal suffered a much better fate than most of the animals that are either getting injected with full of hormones.
Absolutely. Give it a good life, that animal did.
Yeah, so it's weird how you sort of kind of have to handle things and deal with it publicly, right?
I know. You do. Well, you know.
What do you think? Yeah, right, exactly. What do you think about this? Some people feel that people who travel to terrorist hotspots should automatically be on the FBI watch list. What do you think?
That becomes a sensitive area there, because there's so much government intervention into our lives anyway, you know, and we do have our right to privacy, and which is what political debate is all about. So it's got to be a person who will hold nothing back when they come up against Hillary Clinton in the general and the debates that we'll see there. And I reference an outsider, not a professional politician, but allowing for within that category to be a couple of the guys who happen to be serving right now in the office, but they're maverick enough that they've taken on their own party. I think though that much of the appeal though is that he doesn't hold much back. And he says a lot of the things that Americans are already thinking, and who maybe don't feel that they have a voice, and they hear what Donald Trump is saying, and they're going like, oh, that's what I want to say. If I had a platform, if I had a microphone.
And that's what it is, right? They're reluctant to declare war.
Yes, and we must, Mario. But the first step in doing that is being able to actually articulate what it is that we recognize in an enemy. If we don't name the enemy, if we're not willing to recognize what the problem is, how are we going to deal with the problem appropriately?
And I gotta imagine it's challenging, because how do you defeat an enemy that's not afraid to die?
For everybody to see. So I think any other official certainly would have even greater scrutiny. I know that Republicans still are quite interested in the leaks and the irresponsibility that was exercised there by such a high-ranking official with our secure information, confidential information. But I don't think that the other side of the aisle obviously is that interested. Otherwise, they'd really be digging even deeper. Thank you. I know you did. I don't know what to say. Come on, Mario.
Sarah, can we get some shots of Sarah Palin, please? Sorry about that. Well, oh, you had to be in the way. It says 12/7.
Well, that's
Sounds like it's coming off. He's ready.
yeah. Looking good, Sarah.
Sarah! Sarah! We love you!
I got you.
Sarah!